Hi there. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Linda, and today I'm walking you through some brain fitness exercises. When we wake up in the morning, or when our eyes first open up in the morning from sleeping, we are awake, but our brain is not on. So I'm going to walk you through some exercises to activate your brain power. The first thing we're going to be doing is finding our breath and going through a breathing exercise. We're going to move through some eye movements and do some simple standing exercises, and then we'll end with some exercises for the feet. So from seated, just take a moment and close your eyes. Just focus on your breathing. As we center our body, just become aware of your breath, your posture, any sensations you feel, and your general energy level. We're just gathering information. We're not trying to change any of these things. So after we've centered, we're gently going to open our eyes. I forgot to mention we're going to need a glass of water. So I have my glass of water here. And as soon as your eyes open in the morning, I'd like you to reach for a glass of water and drink it. And we're going to practice drinking mindfully. So we're just going to take a sip, hold the water in our mouth for a moment or two, and then swallow. And again. So I'm just going to give you some information about what the water does for your brain activation. Water is an excellent and necessary conductor of electrical energy. All of the chemical actions of the brain and central nervous system are dependent on the conductivity of electrical circuits between the brain and sensory organs, facilitated by water. Sipping water ensures that efficient electrical and chemical actions between the brain and the nervous system can take place. So with respect to your water drinking practice, I'd like you to try to drink 2 liters of water a day. That's inclusive of the first cup you're going to have in the morning. You're going to add a cup of water for every caffeinated beverage that you drink during the day. And then you're going to add another cup or 2 of water, depending on any other exercise you do in the day. So the more intense and the more you sweat, the more water you'll need to replenish. Great. Now we're going to turn on a brain button. Now we're going to activate the brain with a breathing practice. This practice is called Nadi Shodana, and what it does, it sends water or air directly into each brain hemisphere. So if it's comfortable for you, you're going to take the right hand, and we're using the thumb and the 4th finger. If you're not able to access this, then you can use the thumb and the index finger. So the right thumb will go by the right nostril, and the ring finger will move towards the left nostril. We're going to close the right nostril with the right thumb, and then exhale through the left nostril. Then inhale through the left nostril. At the end of your inhale, we're going to switch. So cover the left nostril, open up the right nostril, and exhale through the right. Inhale right. Switch. Exhale, left. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Switch. Exhale, left. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Inhale, left. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. And gently release your hand back to your lap. And just take some nice, long, normal breaths. Very good. So now we're going to turn on a brain button. We're going to use one hand and place it under our collarbones. So if you feel for our collarbones along the top of our front chest, we're going to just place the thumb and the index finger on either side of each collarbone, just below it. And then we're going to find this rubbing sensation. So we're going to gently rub the chest. With the other hand, you're going to place over your navel. And so from here, we're going to move our eyes. So we're moving our eyes from side to side, from left to right, moving them from left to right without moving the head. We're going to do each side for about 30 seconds. And as we're moving our eyes from side to side, notice if there's a little bit of imbalance between the movement of your eyes. And it's just something to pay attention to. And the more you practice these eye exercises and this brain button opening, you might notice the tension or the imbalance starts to dissipate. Just do a few more back and forths with your eyes, and then we're going to switch hands. So then the top hand moves to your navel and the bottom hand moves up towards your collarbone, placing the collar, your finger, your thumb and your index finger underneath the collarbones, and we're gently rubbing. Then let's add the eyes moving back and forth, left to right. Maybe a nice even count. Try not to move the head at all, just move the eyes, which might mean that you just move the eyes a little less, just to start. And we'll do this from side to side a few more times. Good. And then gently we release. We're going to continue with eye exercises. So moving the eyes does help light up the brain, and how your eyes are positioned in your head and how they move in your head also affects your posture. So if you have nerve issues or postural imbalances, doing these eye exercise will also help correct them, because posture is a subconscious action. And once we correct or find our eyes start to move freer in the eye socket, you might notice that pain in your body starts to dissipate. So we're going to start with our right index finger, and we're going to create a circle going clockwise to you. So the circle is just as wide as your face, doesn't go past the bottom of the tip of the nose and then the middle of the forehead. So it's a relatively small circle. And then we're just going to follow our index finger, so the tip of our index finger in a circle. And we're making circles with our eyes moving clockwise. And depending on your comfort level, you can position your finger closer to the head or further away. And the better you get at this, the closer the finger is, the deeper the healing. We're going to just do these circles for a minute. So each eye exercise, I'm going to introduce 2 more after this one. We do for a minute. Nice and slow. Try not to speed up the circle of your finger. Try to feel as though you're moving through water. Good. Just a few more seconds. And then we're going to pause and release the right hand to the left. Great. Then the next eye exercise will involve our 2 thumbs. So we're going to bring our thumbs together. So thumbs are together, and we're going to focus on the thumbnail. Our eyes are focusing on the thumbnail. And really pay attention. Maybe your arms or your thumbs are down below. We want to keep them at eye level. So from eye level, you're going to stare at your thumbnails, and then you're going to gently rotate your head to the right. Your eyeballs are staying focused on your thumbnails, and then we're going to rotate our head to the left. So we're really trying to check out or strengthen our peripheral vision. We're tracking the eyeballs in the eye socket as far to the left and right as they can go. Stay focused on the thumbnail and feel the eyes moving smoothly from side to side, and really try to go as far as you can. Good. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to finish to the left, so we're even. And then we're going to separate our thumbs wide. So our thumbs are spaced out shoulder width. So not too wide, but shoulder width and at the same level as it was, okay? And we're going to look with our eyes, or actually we'll turn the head and look with our eyes to the right thumbnail. And we're going to keep our eyes focused and glued to the right thumbnail as we turn our head. So I'm still looking to my right thumbnail, but my head is now rotated to the left. Then I'm going to switch my gaze to look at the left thumbnail. And as I rotate my head to the right, I'm still staring at my left thumbnail. Good. It's a little harder, it takes a little more concentration. So look to the right thumbnail, rotate head to left, look to left thumbnail, rotate head to right. Look to right thumbnail, rotate head to left. Look to left thumbnail and rotate head to right. Keep going. This takes practice if you are finding it a little difficult. It's a bit of coordination and a lot of brain power. And again, try to do this exercise for a minute. Maybe you have a Tabata timer or something called Insight Timer app. which kind of rings a little bell at an interval that you set. 3, 2, and 1. And gently release. Very good. So we are now going to continue our brain fitness practice in standing. I'm just going to move the chair back. So we're going to stand on the floor with feet hip width apart, and we're going to just simply sway from side to side. So we're trying to get our body moving in all 3 dimensions. Make note of the pressure you're putting of your feet in the floor. Pressing evenly in the floor also ignites areas of your brain. Or maybe we'll start like this. So we're going to start standing with feet together, and we're just going to practice pressing the feet into the floor. So all parts of the feet, except for the arches. So the arches, you're going to think about, well, now that they're together, they form a little dome. And think about squeezing the arches gently away from the floor, while the rest of your feet, your foot, the back, the middle, the side, the toes are all pressing the even the floor. And this action lights up the brain in all different areas. So once we have this action and we know to practice this, we're going to separate our feet out hip width, and then we're just going to sway from side to side. We're going to do 2 more movements that will allow the body to practice moving in 3 dimensions. You're doing each of these for 1 minute. What I love about these exercises is it's not too difficult, it's very easy, but the benefits are quite huge. And especially if you are injured and you're not able to move quickly or with such intensity, these exercises just help open up all the channels in the brain circuits. So from side to side, we're going to now sway forward and back. So forward towards our toes and then back towards our heels. Without falling over, the whole body is nice and stiff. Trying to keep all parts of the foot, except for the arches which are lifted, pressing into the floor. So as you're swaying back, just make sure that your toes don't come off the floor. And as you pull forward or sway forward, making sure your heels don't lift off. So all toes and heels are grounded at all times during this forward and back swing. Great. And then from here, we're going to pause in our standing, and then we're going to bend the knees and then push up. So this is the last dimension, up and down. You can move as low as you'd like, as you can manage. And again, we're moving up and down for 1 minute. With these simple exercises, it's so nice to let the mind wander. Energetically, it offers a nice little release. It's like the same sort of thing that happens with your mind when you're driving or when you're washing dishes. And some people get it when they're cleaning. That's why it's nice to have a timer, set it, and just kind of repeat the motions until the timer dings, and then just go to the next one. Let's just do a few more. Good. And pause. Your quads should feel a little like they're burning. And then the final exercise is called a cross crawl. So we're going to raise the right knee up and then tap it with the left hand. So it's opposite limbs touching, and then lower down, come back to center. Lift the left knee up and tap it with the right hand. So we're just gonna find a nice leisurely stroll. And this is similar action that we were doing with the breath, with the Nadi Shodana breath. So when you were breathing into the left nostril, you're feeding the right brain. And when you're breathing into the right nostril, you're feeding the left brain. So in this exercise, we're just connecting the body across the cross-body channels, the cross-body chains. And after a minute, just a few more, we're going to pause. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Then gently release. Well done. And then to close, we're going to do some work on our feet. So if you have your socks or shoes on, I invite you to kind of take them off. And then I'm going to bring up our chair. So I'm going to actually adjust the camera so that you can see my feet. I have been on lockdown, so no pedicure. But I guess maybe that'll come in time. Okay, so in the reflexology realm of training, the foot maps onto the body, and the brain is the toes. So the top of the foot here is the neckline, and the toes are the brain. So if we were to put our feet together, this is the middle of the brain, and then the toes come out to activate the rest, the outer ends of the brain. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take each toe. So we'll start with the big toe, and we're just kind of rubbing. We're like squeezing in this motion. Maybe we go to the base of the toe, we squeeze and we pull. Maybe we offer a little twisting. And spend as long as you like. Do this while you're watching TV. Move on to the second toe. I also like to uncurl the toes a little. So I do a little rub along the underside of the toe to uncurl it and stretch it out. And I feel this really, really helps, especially towards the fourth and pinky toe. I'm on to the third toe now. The more you rub, the more circulation you're bringing into the area. Into the fourth toe, uncurling, pinching, squeezing, twisting. Moving your fingers in between the toes. It's a nice and delicate skin there, very sensitive. And then now I'm moving on to the pinky toe. Good. And to finish off with this foot, we're going to come back to that big toe. And then right in the center of the big toe, so if you look, there's the fingerprint of the toe, and where the fingerprint has the circle, that's the center of the fingerprint. You're going to push your thumb in and just add a little drag down. So push in and pull down. push in, oops, and pull down. And you're gonna hold this for about 15 seconds. And this is activating the master gland in the brain. 3, 2, 1, and release. So let's do the other side. We're going to start with the big toe. You can choose to start with the little toe if you'd like. And you're pinching and squeezing and just massaging the entire toe. Top and bottom, side and the other side. Then we'll move to the second toe. And sometimes if I'm not using a timer, I just like to keep working it until I feel the toe is warm, so it's got some circulation. If my feet happen to be cold that day. And then the third, middle. And try to pinch not just the sides, but the head of the toe. The fourth. And for me, it's quite surprising sometimes if I just do this toe exercise or this toe relaxation, I do feel a difference in my brain just doing this alone. Like sometimes I actually get immediate tingles in the base of my head. But I'm quite sensitive that way, so it doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong if you don't feel that. Know that you are doing something. And then when you're ready, we'll move to the pinky toe, the last one. Squeezing and rotating and pinching, finding little fascial stretch along the insides and the outsides and the bottom and the top. Just a couple more seconds. And then we're finding our thumb. You can use the same hand, whatever is dominant, pushing the thumb into the center of the fingerprint of the big toe and pulling down. So I'm pushing in and I'm pulling down and I'm holding for about 15 seconds. After that 15 seconds, we're gently releasing, and then release your feet to the floor. I'm just going to take the next few moments to just come back to our original position, center. If your eyes were closed, then feel free to close them again, coming back to noticing your breath, your posture, any sensations. Great, and then slowly open your eyes. So that concludes our brain fitness exercises today. I really hope you enjoyed them. I enjoyed sharing them with you.